Welcome to Akron Buzz, everyone. I'm your host, Sarah, and today I get a very unique situation. I get to hang out with these people that I know and also don't know that well. Justin over here. From 330 to go, we have Hank Forrester, Jessica Bader, and Justin Miller, and we're going to hear from all of them. And Hank is one of the founders as well as Jessica. You guys co-own 330 to go. And so let's go ahead and start with the history behind it. How did you get started, and where are we today? We'll start at the beginning, and then where are we today?
So can I add to your question? And Hank always starts out all of his interviews by asking, what is your Akron story? So why don't you go ahead?
Well, we all are from this area.
Yeah.
And I think that really is the pivotal thought process in terms of how this thing even started in the first place. Mostly because it was a bunch of DJs just hanging out at a church function.
Okay.
And we would just chit chat and we'd say, hey, let's do a show about Akron. And
Were you a DJ too?
I am not a DJ, but my husband is definitely a DJ.
Okay.
And they had a dynamic system going on that just grew into the next evolution, which was 330 to go.
And really what we did is we took what we did inside that arena and we just took it out and made it public.
Right.
That's really how it all started, because our first thought process was, okay, well let's do it. They kept bugging me. Let's do a show. Okay, well, what are we going to do a show on? And it's like, oh, well, let's do about Akron. Okay, well, what about Akron?
What are we going to talk about?
Initially, our whole platform at the beginning was food and football.
Okay.
Like our first.
When was this?
So this
How long ago?
The first week of November, 2017.
All right.
Yeah.
And it took us months to kind of get everything set up. It's like, okay, well, you gotta set up a Facebook page, you gotta set up a business, there's different hoops you have to jump through, because at some point we were like, okay, well, we don't even know what we want this to be yet, right? So the first show was literally about Hoban football, which I'm a Hoban graduate, and we always tease St. V people, all right? And we read the menus of all of the West Akron local eateries. Like, we went through the menu and said,
just read the menu.
well, that sounds really good. We got to try that. It's like from Arnie's or Larry's, and that was it. That was the first show. And our initial following was mostly people from church and from that basketball program.
Okay.
And then it just kind of grew from there. And we did the show it was once a week, right?
Okay.
And it was just horsing around and
just having fun.
We were having fun, and it was out of our living room, right? And the thought process was, okay, well, it's Christmas time. We're going to take some time off with our families. So we took, it was going to be 3 weeks. And then Corey Coleman dropped the ball in the end zone against the Steelers, and the Browns went 0-16. And we're like, okay, so first of all, timeout. Most people know he's from Pittsburgh. He's our intern from WZIP. And
Everybody meet Justin.
Everybody meet Justin.
Yes.
And
interns don't get chairs.
Interns have to stand.
He's a huge.
Ours, no chairs.
He's a huge Steelers fan.
Yeah.
Right? So of course he liked that play, but so at that moment we're like, we have to do a show where they're going to do this parade, this 0-16 parade. We have to cover that, and that was where we established ourselves in the sports entity with Twitter world.
Okay.
And so it's like, okay, we're a thing. And then the first time where we really thought that we could do other stuff, we had a show about dogs. So, and I'm gonna leave the names out to protect the innocent. Okay. A lady comes on the show and she starts talking about a certain entity, and she doesn't like the way that they do their policies with dog intake or whatever. Okay. It's one of those where we're new, we're little, we don't know what we're doing, and we're doing this interview, and we're like, the views expressed on the show do not necessarily represent those of three. Okay.
Right.
And within a week, we got a call from that entity's legal representation.
Oh my goodness.
And the phone rings, and I'm like, what? They're like, we saw the show, and I'm thinking, we're in trouble. Like, we don't even know what we're doing yet. And they said, we would like to come on your show to tell our side of the story.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder
and
if they just wanted to tell their side.
I went,
that's great.
Okay. I'm like, we're a thing. And at that point, we had about, 500 followers maybe.
Yeah, right around there.
And it was mostly because we just boosted a lot. We threw a lot of money into the project early on
Right,
to try
right.
and get it out in
Try
front
to
of people.
just get it
Yep.
going.
Yeah.
And then at that point we started to tinker, would be the right word, with different show thought processes and involving different topics, and then we started to diversify and provide a different offering. So if you wouldn't mind telling about Sip of Solidarity and Instagram and the Hop and the Bean, if you would.
Yeah, I would love to do that. So basically, he just gave you the long version of the birth of 330 to Go and kind of where we all got started from. But since then, we've grown tremendously, and that is something that I always love to talk about, is just how over the last handful of years we've really listened to the voice of the customer and the voice of the audience and our viewers, and really have just tried to answer the call to the things that they are looking for and what they want to see. And so that has really been a huge driver behind what we cover, what we do next, and kind of what is coming in the future. So a part of that led us to branching out into the other social media venues and areas. So we are on Instagram, and we are growing there. So we have a strong presence, which many of you may know about. We're obviously on Facebook. We have a presence on Twitter, and our most exciting thing that we're going to be doing here in the coming future is we have a YouTube channel, and we hope to grow that so that we can start doing live stuff, in real time, not exclusively on one platform, but to be able to share that across the board. So that's really exciting.
That is really exciting. And you run the Instagram.
I do.
It's really beautiful. You do a really good job with it.
Yeah.
And let's go ahead and expand a little bit on those other programs. So I know you mentioned Sip of Solidarity.
So we have several different programs that we offer, and Sip of Solidarity is one. We've got Rubber City Reviews. We've got, list them off, Hank, because he's the pro at going through the list.
The Hop and the Bean.
Hop and the Bean.
Hop and the Bean is kind of on hiatus temporarily. Most of the people that are running that are busy. And you got to understand, a lot of our programming, just like with everyone else, when the pandemic hit, it all came to a screeching halt.
Right.
You can't be out covering coffee and beer places because they all closed, right? And then on top of that, the Sip of Solidarity program, which is mostly it's kind of like our version of The View. It's like a women's program that focuses on women's topics, right? But yeah, Rubber City Reviews is finally thriving again.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, and we've got a team that is very dedicated, and they are like movie geeks. They love that term too. And they are all about movies. They're all about shows. They're doing reviews of all the Marvel Universe with Loki right now, and they did a show on WandaVision, and they love it. And they've got a corporate sponsor now for that part of the programming. And it's nice now because now movies are all back up and running.
Right.
So there's that interest, and so yeah, those are some of our diverse offerings.
Yeah, so we've got a bunch of different stuff. We have a local historian, Jerry, who contributes a lot of content to what we do. And as these things have grown, we have been able to have the opportunity to work with the University of Akron.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. What do you do, Justin? You're the new intern. Tell us what you're doing.
So yeah, I am an intern here at 330 to Go. It's very exciting. I'm very close to graduating.
Awesome.
As a media studies major, I'm one of four. I'm the fourth.
You're the fourth. Yep.
Following Rachel, Dion, and Jeff.
Okay.
Who I all know all big parts of WZIP and ZTV.
Oh, that's so
which,
cool.
If many people aren't aware, they are absolutely incredible programs. We already discussed earlier, I'm from Pittsburgh. It's the whole reason I came to Akron was for WZIP and ZTV. So if you are looking to go to a school and you have any interest in doing anything in media or whatever, anything that I'm doing, it's incredible.
That's
and
fantastic.
they do an awesome job working with WZIP and the university, and they do a great job. I mean, I've learned a lot, and I've only been here for a few weeks.
That's great. So what are you offering to 330 to Go right now?
As interns, many people know you do whatever they tell you to do.
Other than that part.
No, but every Friday I've been going live, just kind of reviewing everything that we have covered throughout the week, because a lot of people work all day and they can't be on their phones and they can't be on Facebook all the time to see what's coming in as we report it. So it's a nice little synopsis of kind of what we cover throughout the week, all in one video. So if you have 5-10 minutes at the end of your work week, boom, there you go, and you should get everything that you may have missed throughout the week. So that's kind of what I'm in charge in, and that's about it.
That's great. So what time does that air?
So I go on every Friday at 3 o'clock.
Okay, so Fridays at 3, we
Yep.
can check out your synopsis
Yep,
on
absolutely.
330
to go. I love that. And
And when he does it, it's amazing to hear everything that went on that week.
Yeah.
I mean, in what we do now, a week is like a month.
yeah, it's
like
so much information.
crazy information. So to hear him like put it in one thing, you just go, oh,
Right.
oh my gosh, that was a lot.
And I'll tackle something that may have occurred the previous weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and we as a collective are like, that was this past weekend. Like, there's
Yeah.
so much going on. So it was kind of a great idea between our minds to kind of come up with something that I could do, as well as that actually provide something that we kind of needed, I guess,
Yep.
in a sense.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, well, and you guys obviously know that I work here at Akron Buzz doing some of this kind of work, but I also have done co-hosting with 330 to go and hope to continue doing that in the future with you guys and do a show called The Heart of It All, so you can check that out too.
One of my favorite stories to tell everybody is how you and I met.
Okay.
You reached out to me and you were like, hey, what's this 330 to go thing? I'd like to check it out. And I'm like, well, we're doing a show this weekend. You want to stop over? And you're like, well, where's that? I'm like, it's at my house. You're like, it's at your house? And I'm like, yeah. And you walk up and there are 3 food trucks in my front yard and 200 people. And we're doing a show off of my front porch. And you're like, this is pretty cool.
It was cool, and it's cool because all of us here in Akron at these different shows, like everybody does this stuff because they love it and they're passionate about it. Yes, they might want to go into it in the future for work, but the majority of us do this stuff because we care about Akron. We love what Akron is doing. We love just promoting Akron. And that's what I saw in you when I met you. And I have to give a shout out to Johnny Lotes right now because that day brought me a love for street corn. And now I have like a street corn obsession.
That is awesome.
And I just learned how to make it at my house. And so I make it at my house all the time. So that was fun.
And we love being a part, just a tiny little part of those little success stories. Johnny Lotes is a perfect example.
Yeah, they had
Before-
just started that.
That was their debut of their truck in my front yard, right? Well, they had toyed around with it and been at people's houses and stuff. And then so we went live with the thing, and then they had a wonderful season of selling, and 2 seasons of selling, and now they're at
The Rubber
Akron
Ducks?
Rubber Ducks Stadium.
Yeah, I know.
And there they
So
are.
great. So great.
So
I love that too. So where's 330 to go going? Where do you guys hope to go in the future? What does it look like for you guys this next year? Yeah.
Well, we have really big dreams.
Yeah.
As like you mentioned,
As
we're
all of
in
us,
this.
yeah.
We're all very passionate about Akron. Our heart is with the people of Akron and just sharing their stories and just kind of getting the word out about all the amazing things that go on in the 330 area code
Yeah.
and beyond. So we are seeing a lot of just growth and expansion south, so in like the North Canton area, just with stories and different, people from a little bit farther south. Youngstown as well, and so of course our home base here in West Akron is definitely going to be near and dear to our hearts as we continue to grow on the different platforms and the YouTube channel and hopefully different partnerships with other organizations in Akron that we can kind of team up with and continue to propel the city of Akron forward. So
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I had somebody say, well, would you want to expand Heart of It All? You could have a Heart of It All in all these different cities. I said, hold on.
yeah.
I love that idea. It's really cool. But for right now, we're going to do Akron and we'll just see where that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, isn't that the idea is to just get out the information about your city and your love for your city and then other people do the same in their cities.
Well,
So.
it's interesting. People don't realize how big the 330 area code is.
Yeah.
And when we named it that, we did it intentionally because a lot of national attention has always been focused on Akron, calling Akron the 330. But then once we branded that, we're like, okay, well, we need to try and give Youngstown some love occasionally.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of those cities in between, we have a really large following in like Ravenna area, the Brimfield area, all those different areas because we provide them a service of information.
Right.
And they appreciate that. And we try and give Canton as much love as we can as often as possible because they used to complain, hey, Canton,
We're here.
Hey, we're here too. We're here too.
Right.
And that, to piggyback on what she said, that's the goal is to kind of copy what we're doing in Akron and to just slowly expand it into all those different areas so that we have maybe a person in the Canton area that could do stories for us, in the Youngstown area that could do stories for us. So we are definitely we're gonna need more people. We're gonna need more people. So
I love that. So as we wrap up, this will be fun. Give me your favorite Akron restaurant. Go.
Diamond Alley.
Luigi's.
Wow, you're putting me on the spot because if I say it like is
Okay,
a
one
thing.
of your favorites. Just one of your favorites.
All right, I'll go. Can I use Barberton?
Sure.
I'm gonna say Al's Diner. Al's Corner Meat Market.
Okay.
What about you?
I'll do, since he threw out Barberton, I love Scoops ice cream. And they have food too, but oh my gosh, the Dole Whip, and I just love Scoops.
Quick personal story.
Okay.
So Terry and I are longtime friends. We worked together at an ice cream stand in the Portage Lakes when we were teens for almost a decade. So shout out Terry.
They are
Much
rocking
love.
it over there.
They're amazing.
They're amazing.
Yes,
So,
amazing.
All right. Favorite Akron thing to do for fun? Go.
I don't know
What do you
can I
like
say
to
on air.
What do you like to go do?
Honestly, I just love going down to Lock 3. And just
Okay, Lock 3. Love Lock 3.
Love
So
Lot
good.
3. So I am in Northern Summit County by the
Yep.
CVNP, and you can't get enough of the parks.
Oh, I love
They're
that.
amazing.
Park's awesome.
Hardesty Park. It's the heart of it all for us in West Akron.
I know.
Whether
I love
it's-
Hardesty too. They
you know.
have such cool events, and then it's
Yeah.
just great for you have kids, all those fun playgrounds and all that stuff too. Awesome.
Good.
And
All
riding
right.
around on scooter.
Yeah, I
scooters.
love the scooters, the new scooters. As soon as I'm not having a baby, I want to try the scooters out. I'm going to say rubber ducks because it's such a family fun thing to do, not expensive, fun
Yeah.
to go downtown, see some fireworks.
100%.
So, yeah, love that. Okay, guys, share all of your social media. Share anything where people can find you.
Well, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, obviously our biggest presence is right now on Facebook. We are working to diversify that. But as of this week, we just passed 45,000 followers on Facebook.
That's awesome.
So at this point, we know that when we say things that people are going to take us seriously. So we're slowly pulling away from our joking now. But yeah, as far as our YouTube channel, we're at the 400 to 500 follower threshold, and we need to get that over 1,000 to be able to do some of the content we want as far as live YouTube. So find us at the 330 to Go YouTube channel, and then you can speak.
Yeah, so 330 to Go on Facebook, at 330 to Go on Instagram, and we have a website. You're welcome to visit it at 330togo.com.
Which we will be remodeling soon.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Awesome. All right, Justin, tell us when you do your show one more time.
Fridays at 3, everybody.
Fridays at 3, so we can get the wrap up from Justin. All right, I love it. Thanks you guys for being here with me. This was fun. It was fun to just hang out. And thank you guys for being here with me today. I had a great time. As always, we love being back in the studio post-COVID era. So good. And make sure that you follow us at Akron Buzz on Facebook. You also can subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our brand new Roku channel. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.